Hello and welcome to the channel. My name's Bellager and these are my top pets to collect before BfA hits. Now BfA is coming up within the next couple of weeks. I think we're about 3 weeks away from the release date, and a lot of these pets on the list will become a real pain in the neck to try and collect when BfA comes out. Usually because they start taking mats from things that will be harder to collect once BfA is released, things that you have to come back and grind for hours in Legion to collect. So without much further ado, let's start off with the list. So to start off with, I put numbers 4, 5 and 6 all at the same level, and you'll see why in a second. They all kind of they all involve collecting some of the Legion materials. So we'll go over the first one first. So Trigger, I put Trigger at numbers 4, 5 and 6. This is an engineering pet, so engineers need Legion materials to craft this. This is a mechanical pet, and you can see on the screen I'm just going over the move set involved. Now obviously once BfA comes out, there's not going to be many engineers grinding the materials, so if you are currently an engineer you could always make a few, save them up ready for when BfA comes out, and you could put a load on the auction house, and I think they'd probably go for a bit more money. I myself bought this from the auction house anyway. So moving on to the next pet on our list, we have the Fell Lasher. Now the Fell Lasher is one that herbalists can collect by herbing the nodes. It's a random drop from those nodes, I'm pretty sure. Again, I bought this from the auction house, not too expensive at the moment, but as time goes on the price is going to go up. It's an elemental pet, and I'm just going over the moveset on screen as you can see now. Again, if you're a herbalist, it might be worth starting to grind this. I think it's about a 1% drop, and then keeping them until BfA and selling them for a bit of a profit. Now the final one in this kind of set is the Fossorial Bile. Now you can actually get this by skinning the mobs in Argus. I think again it's quite a rare drop. Now obviously this at the moment, or at least on my server, is very expensive. They set me back about 60,000 gold. I suspect that when BfA comes out it's just going to increase in price. So it is a beast pet, and you can see again on screen I'm just going over the moveset there. It's not brilliant for the price that it cost, but I think it's going to go up in price anyway. So skinners, if you want to grind out some of these, this might be a good bet. So moving on to number 3, and I have actually ranked the top 3 in order. You need to go to Conjurer Margos. Now in order to do that, you can see on the screen you just fly out of Dalaran, in case you didn't know, towards the pool. Now there will probably be lots of people fishing there right up until the end of Legion. That's because after Legion, very few people, I would imagine, are going to team up in the raid team and fish. Now you can see there he sells 2 pets. The first one that's made it to this list is the Stingray Pup. Now you can see I've got 2 of them. That's because I intend to sell the other one in about a year's time when people have stopped collecting it. In order to collect this, you've got to get reputation with Conjurer Margos. You've got to go up to, I think it's Good Friend, and then you have to get 50 drowned mana, which you can fish up in the pool just in front of you, or just in front of my character there, sorry, and trade those in to get the pet. Now if you do this in a raid team, you get more chances at summoning a boss, which increases the likelihood that you're going to fish up some drowned mana. So it might be worth dusting off your fishing pole and getting this done before BfA hits. So moving on to number 2 on the list. So number 2 is also a fishing pet, and a similar thing really. There's not going to be many people grinding this, I wouldn't think, when BfA comes out. So you need to go over to Asuna, where I was on the map there, and you're looking for a NPC called Elissa of the Waters. Now there's going to be lots of people fishing there probably. Unfortunately she's not up today, which kind of adds into the complication of this. And this is one of the fisher friends of the Isle. Now they're only up on certain days, so you can usually see in the group finder whichever fisher friend has got the group up, that's the one that's active. Now when she's active there'll be lots of people fishing. You need to fish up again lots of the resources and trade them in to get the ghost shark, or do what I did and buy off the auction house for about 10,000 gold, which is very reasonable considering I don't want to spend the hours fishing. So moving on to number 1 on this list. Number 1 is actually back with Conjure Magos, and number 1 is Trashy. Now the reason Trashy is number 1 on this list is because you cannot trade Trashy. You cannot buy him from the auction house. You cannot cheat with this. You have to get up to best friend with Conjure Magos. That means you have to do lots and lots and lots of fishing. I think in order to get Trashy, it's another 50 drown mana. 50 drown mana took me about half an hour to get, so it wasn't too bad. Getting up to best friend took quite a few hours, which is going to take even longer if you're not in a raid team. So that concludes my kind of top 6 battle pets that you should get before BfA hits. Did I miss any? If I did, feel free to comment them below. Now I have intentionally ignored a lot of the pets that drop from kind of the raids or the mythic dungeons, because I think it won't be too long into BfA before that content is soloable and you can come back and do it yourself, not relying on, say, a raid team of fishers to actually speed the drop rate up. Okay, thanks for taking the time to watch the video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Thanks very much.